So how much do cash home buyers pay in Jacksonville, Florida? Well, I can't answer that for everybody, but I can tell you what I do and how we calculate it. I was called to a place on Hunter's Lake, which is over off Wilson, off 295. I pull up, and the house is beautiful from the outside, which is not typical of houses I go to buy. I walk up, knock on the door, I walk in. I know immediately what we're going to do with this house. But I'm polite, and I let the owner show me around, this guy and his wife. Shows me around, takes me to his master bedroom, his master bath, takes me to the spare bedrooms. It was a 3-2, takes me outside, walks me around, shuffles the dogs in and out. After we get done looking at the whole thing, I say, you should hire me to sell this house. You should not sell this house to me. And the reason I say that is because you're overdone for the neighborhood. You've put in so much money into this house and taken such good care of this house that you're not going to get back all the money you put into it. So if you're going to sell to a cash home buyer, I've got to make money, so I've got to discount what I can buy off of it retail. So you should hire me as a broker to sell it for you rather than sell me the house. He said, look, I don't want to deal with showings. I don't want to deal with all the BS, the negotiations, this step. I just want to be done. I want to be ready to go and know that we're going to close when we're going to close. I said, okay. I said, but here's the math and here's what I can pay. So I took the retail, and I think his house I thought was $275 on the top end, but I knew I could sell it for $250. So I told him, I said, look, I've got to go with what I know I can sell it for, $250. I'm going to try to get $275, but $250, I know it'll sell at that price. So I got to take 80% of that. That means I can pay you $200,000. I said, and it's going to cost me $5-6 to get it ready to sell. So I'm going to take that off too. I think I offered him $197 or something like that. And I said, if you hire me to sell it though, we're going to try to get you $275. So I gave him a worst case scenario and a best case scenario, but I was going to charge him 7% commissions. I was going to, told him you should count on 3% to negotiate with the buyer, and then you should count on 2% closing costs. So all in all, just quick 12% off of total closing costs. You do the difference, there's an 8% spread between what I can pay and what you'll probably get on the retail market. And oh, by the way, we know we can sell it $250, but we might be able to sell it $275. You might get that extra $25,000 in your pocket and not mine. So he said, no, I just don't want to deal with it. I just don't want to deal with showings. So you're telling me that not dealing with any of the hassle is worth $30,000 to you, maybe $50,000. And he said, yes. I said, okay, I'll buy it. Easy enough. I'm not going to argue with people, but I am going to be upfront and honest and say, I think you should hire me. And if you just don't want to deal with it and you still want to sell it to me, I say, okay, well, this is what I can pay. But to answer the question, cash home buyers, Jacksonville, Florida, at least me personally, I take 20% off of what I think I can get for retail. And I do that on the number that I know I can get. Not necessarily that is my stretch goal. That's how we do it. Thanks.